Hey, what's going on, fam? So, as y'all know, um, I've explained in previous videos that I do have a personal life and a job, and I work a regular job and all that good stuff. So, occasionally I'll take a break, but also um, I got sick, especially towards the end of my time of taking a break, so I had to take an even longer break because I couldn't really make a video. Otherwise, I would have been constantly coughing, the entire video because I've been sick. I had bronchitis, so I had bronchitis. It's gone away now, but um, so I've been out for a while, but I'm back now, fam, and I just wanted to give you a very brief explanation on that. Like I said, if you've been listening to my previous videos, I took like a 2.5, 3 week break about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, kind of like I said, just dealing with my personal life and making sure I handled those things. But also, I got sick, so this break was a little bit longer than normal, but I'm back now. Um, but this video, and I'm going to be making and releasing several videos over the next couple of days or over the next week, especially since I've been out for so long. But this video, this is going to be a real quick, short video talking about Micheal Eric Dyson. So, most of you should know who he is. If you don't, you probably need to do some Googling research and find out who he is. Micheal Eric Dyson is a professor slash author slash activist who has some prominence in the black community. He is usually the token of choice on what I've seen on, like, he's appeared on a few sports shows like First Take and Undisputed, giving his so-called civil rights takes. And basically what Micheal Eric Dyson is he's one of these fake so-called black leaders or voices of the black community that's appointed by white society. And basically what he does, like many other so-called fake black voices and shills, these democratic shills like Angela Ree or Al Sharpton or pretty much any politician in the Congressional Black Caucus, any of these people, these appointed mouthpieces, what they do, the way they deceive black society, is they're propped up to quote unquote so called speak out against racism, but their solutions are always forgiveness, understanding, hugs, and kisses. Um, it's never about punishment. It's never about justice. It's never about things like reparations. It's never about things that are actually going to damage white supremacy. That's basically the long and short of it. They never come up with something that is going to damage or do true harm to white supremacy. You will never see these shills supporting reparations. If you do, it's I support reparations, but, or I support reparations, and then they'll start talking about baby bonds or HR 40, all of these nothing burgers. And that's basically what Micheal Eric Dyson is. And the reason why I'm talking about him is because recently he's came out on this Gail and Oprah situation. And I'm not really going to speak on that because so many people have made videos or commented on Twitter or social media, YouTube, wherever. And basically the black community has gone in on these people who have been disrespecting the death of Kobe Bryant, and rest in peace to that brother. But are disrespecting him in death, disrespecting him posthumously. And I'm not really going to get into that because we all know that Gail was wrong and out of pocket. And if you think that she wasn't, then you're on the wrong channel and you need to go away because I'm probably going to block you if you don't go away on your own. But anyway, I digress because Micheal Eric Dyson did his typical Democratic shill thing that the white supremacist paymasters that he works for prop him up to do. And that's basically cape for white supremacy and white society whenever black people are getting too on code. And black people are getting very on code about this Kobe Bryant thing, and that's scary to white supremacy and white society because they don't like to see black people getting on code about anything. Um, Whether it's something, that is not really going to destroy white supremacy, like being upset over Kobe Bryant's death. That's not going to destroy white supremacy. But the fact that black people are on code about being upset about Kobe Bryant's death and protecting his legacy, that in itself is a problem to white supremacy because white supremacy thinks with a slippery slope mentality, basically meaning that once one domino falls, it's only a matter of time until the rest. So white supremacy thinks in a way where um, once black people get on code about one thing, it's only a matter of time until they start getting on code about other things, and then next thing you know, they'll be on code about everything, and then that's the end of white supremacy if black people are on code, especially about everything or about the most important things. So Micheal Eric Dyson came out with his little coonish, or tap dancing, caping for Gayle, and trying to explain what she did and make it okay because he's a shill and he's put up as a black leader and his job is to mislead black people. So he was doing his job for white supremacy, and that was trying to mislead black people into thinking that they were somehow wrong for being upset with Gayle King for her disrespectful interview. And one of the main reasons why I'm talking about him is not just because he's a Democratic shill. I mean, I just gave that explanation so you guys can understand his background just a little bit and understand the type of person he is. But the main reason why I'm talking about him is because when he came out with his little coonish or his tap dancing explanation for Gayle, a lot of people were like soft shoeing with him, like, oh brother, this ain't it, or I respect you, Dr. Dyson, but this is wrong, or I respect you, but I disagree. And don't get me wrong, certain people deserve that respect. Certain people who have worked in our community and done a lot of things for us, they deserve that benefit of the doubt. They deserve, even if they sound maybe a little bit, off code, to maybe give them a benefit of the doubt and don't go in on them and don't disrespect them just because they said something that sounds like it's off code or something that you disagree with personally. However, Dr. Dyson, or Micheal Eric Dyson, does not deserve that respect because, as I've been saying, he's been a Democratic shill, Sambo, coon for years. He's just another propped up puppet by white supremacy. That's all he is. Nothing more, nothing less. He's just a propped up puppet, end of story. Let's go over some of his history, and we're not even talking about his deep history because if we go back years and years, we can find all kind of off-code stuff. But let's just go back over the last couple 2-3 years of the things that Micheal Eric Dyson has said and done that is off code. Number one, he came out caping for Bill Maher, the suspected white supremacist liberal, when he was using the N-word and calling himself a house N-word, which was very disrespectful and very racist, especially for a white person to be using that word or be calling himself that in any context. It's just disrespectful and it's racist. And Micheal Eric Dyson, the so-called scholar, the so-called activist, the so-called wise one, caped for him because he was propped up to cape for white supremacy and mislead black people. Then, more recently, he was the number one front man for Jay-Z and his seat at the table BS, and we see how that worked out. How many black artists were performing at the Super Bowl? Huh? All this seat at the table, he gonna get on the inside and make the chest move. Micheal Eric Dyson was the leader of that. The number one caper for Jay-Z. Off code again. And then we come recently to this Gayle King thing. And let me say one last thing about Micheal Eric Dyson and about black people. Black people, you have to stop falling for fake smart Negroes. You see, a lot of black people, it's become apparent to me that they're not really aware of what real intelligence is, because they'll see these Negroes who sound intelligent, and because they don't know what real intelligence is, they'll think that they actually are. Intelligence is not about sounding intelligent. Intelligence is about saying things that are accurate and true, or giving insight into things in a way that is accurate and true. Even if you didn't see it that way, this person's intelligence and their ability to break it down and explain it helps you to see things in a new way that you didn't see it before. And you're able to see that this information is true and accurate, especially when you look at it after the way they've broken it down and you look at it with that new perspective that this intelligent person has given you. Being smart is not talking like this. Oh, I pontificate upon the discombobulation about the blue sky. That's not intelligence. Just because you sound smart or because you have the quote unquote data, because you guys know I've been talking about some people on my channel a lot who so-called have the data, and those people have also fooled black people into thinking that they're smart. There's a lot of fake smart people out here. And fake smart is when you sound intelligent, but you actually are not when you look at the content of what they're saying. And Micheal Eric Dyson, there's no better example than a Micheal Eric Dyson of a quote unquote fake smart person. Because all he does is use these 5-syllable words, and that's why a lot of people respect him and think he's smart or someone to be respected, and he's not. He's not, because all he's done is been off code and be disrespectful. He needs to be in the same box as a Ben Carson or a Sheriff Clark or any of these other people, because he's exactly the same. He's just a liberal version of them. He's just a Democrat, liberal, white liberal version of a Sheriff Clark or a Ben Carson or a Larry Elder. That's all he is. So black people, that's why I want to close this video, because this was meant to be a very short video. Stop falling for fake smart people. Stop thinking people are smart just because they say they have the data, but then they come up with suicidal political strategies. Stop falling for people who sound smart because they talk about the discombobulations of the pontifications. Using big words does not make you smart. A lot of times using big words is a way to cover up the fact that you're not smart or you're not intelligent. And all you have to do is look at Micheal Eric Dyson's history and his behaviors, and you will know that this man is not smart. And if he is choosing to be dumb in service of white supremacy. So even if he is actually an intelligent man, he doesn't behave like it, because he's a tool for white supremacy. And anyone who chooses to be a black person, any melanated person who chooses to be a tool for white supremacy, which always leads to their own destruction, because white supremacy always breaks its tools. Shout out to Professor Black Truth for that little, statement or wisdom quote. So Micheal Eric Dyson is not smart, because working for white supremacy, yes, it gets you butter biscuits in the short term, but white supremacy always breaks its tools. And if it doesn't break its tools while you're living, they're going to go after your descendants, because they always break their tools. So stop falling for these fake smart Negroes, black people. But anyway, that's another video. I don't want this to go on too long. This is meant to be pretty short. So like, share, subscribe, and peace. Also look out for some more videos coming up over the next week. I'm out. Peace.